Well, welcome back to my channel. It has been, again, quite some time since I've posted anything. And as you can tell from the title of this video, I've got some exciting news. Back in my middle school days, during one of the English classes when we were learning about poetry, we were given topics to write about. This poor book is like literally falling apart now. One of my poems was published in this anthology of poetry by Young Americans 2001 edition. And we have my poem right here, Baby Blue. We wrote about our favorite color, so at the time, baby blue was my favorite color. And this poem makes me cringe a little bit. You know, baby Sam versus adult Sam looking back on it. Baby Blue was written here. And then in 2002, Reflections of Youth came out. One of my poems was in here. Apples. And I don't remember what the prompt was for this one. Then throughout the rest of my academic career, I continued to write poetry. I put it all into a notebook. I have since taken off the spiral binding, but I wrote poem after poem after poem. In November, I decided to take all of these guys and transcribe them onto my computer and put them into a poetry book. I also opened the poetry book by typing up these two and writing, you know, originally published in anthologies, the year, the volume, etc. So it gives proper credit, and I'm assuming after 20 odd years I get my copyright back and I can republish them. And then there were a plethora of other poems stuff I had written for class. This was a Jabberwocky inspired poem, a Sam Pfister, you know, period 4, 2007. Lots of poems, even some poems written in college, and even a spoken word poem that I tried. Did not memorize it to perform it, but these guys, typed up the notebook poems, typed up the anthology. Then I found a printing company online that you don't need an official publication ISBN for, but I found lulu.com and found their template for the cover for the size and printed out poems in the first iteration of Before I Knew Better and other poems of Becoming. I just liked this picture on Canva, I liked this text, and we just did the dang thing. Holding it in my hand, I don't like how squarish it is. I wanted to reformat it to make it more rectangular. And then I reached out to one of the indie romance authors that I love and follow and have read her books and said, hey, I love your covers, who did them? She sent me who did her cover design, so then I hired that cover artist to do my cover, the official cover of Before I Knew Better. And this is officially Before I Knew Better and Other Poems of Becoming, my debut poetry collection. It came out April 17th and I am so excited to see it in hands of readers on independent bookstore shelves. Here it is, up close and personal. And this is the back cover. I will link everything in the description box below where you guys can find Before I Knew Better if you'd like to get a copy for yourself. But there's, you know, the cover, there is a table of contents. There are 130 poems in this collection. I am so excited. We've got an official dedication, copyright page, part 0, The First Sparks, which republish Baby Blue and Apples. Then we get into part 1, Before I Knew Better. Part 2, When the Storm Came, is the biggest section of Before I Knew Better. Part 3, Becoming. Finally, part 4, After the Storm. These were poems written right around the time I was putting Before I Knew Better together, and then concluded with acknowledgements and of course about the author, and oh, surprise, 131 poems. One of the local stationery shops did a book bedazzling night, so of course I took Before I Knew Better and bedazzled it. So now I have a beautiful display copy that I can put on my table, and then I also sent off for sprayed edges. They are beautiful and they match the cover. I actually just took off my nail polish, but I have a green that's about like this lightish green color that I put on whenever I have any events. Where have I been with Before I Knew Better? I did the Truckee Literary Crawl in April. I think it was April 10th or 11th, whatever that Saturday was. And I shared poems from Before I Knew Better to a very small, intimate audience. There were like 5 total people who attended. And most recently, I went to Thistle and Nightshade, which is a local independent indie bookstore here in Reno. And I was there this past Saturday, May 23rd. Up and coming, Friday, June 12th from 5:30 to 6:30, I will be in Carson City, Nevada for Bub's bookstore opening. So I'm really excited to go help a new indie bookstore open, be there signing and selling copies of Before I Knew Better. In August, I will be in Montana. Montana to Nevada? Why, you're asking? Well, there is a writer's retreat early August, and then the Saturday before, Saturday, August 8th, there will be Bozeman BookCon. So if you guys are in Bozeman, Montana and want to get your hands on Before I Knew Better, and probably Project Clarity will be done by then. That's my schedule of events for the rest of the year. So what is next, you might be asking? Well, I am working on volume 2 of my poetry, this secondary collection. I don't think I've announced it officially anywhere yet, but it's called Project Clarity. This one was Project Reverie before I announced a title. That title will be revealed later, and it's been written from November 2025 to present. And what else am I working on for my author career? I am spearheading a short story anthology with 7 other writer friends, possibly 6, we'll see. And it's going to come out in November, just in time for Christmas. It's a Christmas, holiday, winter, solstice, anything that fits in December anthology, and I'm so excited. I'll be doing a title reveal for that one. That one is codename Project Sugar Plum. The official title hasn't been picked yet. 8 total authors, Christmas, holiday. The short story anthology is going to come out November 2026. Exact date TBD, as edits and stuff are made and turned back in. Additionally, I am working on my debut pirate romantasy novel. It is based on a Dungeons & Dragons mini campaign that my group and I ran last year, like January to April or May-ish. My FMC, female main character, has been screaming at me to tell her story. I don't know, it's an adventure and I'm so excited about it. I am 28,000 words into writing it, and I will be taking you along in future vlogs. I'm hoping to do traditionally published. So I will take you guys along the process of, as I finish, writing the query letter, querying to agents if I get an agent, and then the selling to a publisher thing. So we will cross all those bridges once we get there, but I am thoroughly in my author era and I am so excited. I do have a website, SamanthaJoAuthor.com, where you can go find out about me, sign up for my newsletter, as well as find all the links to Before I Knew Better. You can get it on my Etsy, signed copy sent to you. If you don't want a signed copy, you can go to Barnes & Noble and get it online, Amazon online. It's also on Kindle Unlimited, KU. If you have that, you can read it. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see you here very soon with another writing update. Bye. I'll fix this book eventually, and even color coordinated what they were about. So there is that. A plethora. So there's that. Do you mind? Additionally, I am working on my debut poetry, oh my gosh, debut pirate romantasy